Desperate for a better life, millions of people have sought refuge in Europe. Sometimes their dreams of sanctuary and welcome are realised, sometimes disenchantment and hostility drive them home. In the first of two films on these conflicting experiences, People and Power has been to the German city, where generosity and open-heartedness have been making migrant integration work.
الو
شلونك؟
قولي.
هلا بابا.
هلا حبيبتي حياتي. هلا وروانتي شلونك؟ عمري.
انت شلونك؟
الله يسلمك مشتاق لك.
لا أفرح وأرتاح من أسمع صوتك. هو هماتين نفس الشيء. عنده مشكلة برجله من ضربنا احنا بحادث إرهابي بالعراق وعنده مشكلة برجله وكان ما يقدر يمشي.
Suad, a mother of four, is a refugee in Germany. After her husband was badly injured in an ISIS attack in Iraq, she had to flee the country with her children and find safety in Europe.
هذا البلوز اشتريته شوفه.
As for so many others before and since, getting to safety was difficult and sometimes dangerous.
اوكي مرينا ب9 دول احنا. تقريبا طول 10 أيام كل وسائل النقل استخدمناها، بس كان أصعب شيء عندنا من عبرنا من تركيا لكريشلاند، أصعب شيء ردنا نموت، يعني الله نجانا من موت محقق، وردنا نموت بعدين جت السواحل اليونانية لقدتنا.
Now Suad and her family are settled in Detmold, a small city in northwestern Germany.
أنا مود أختي هنا بألمانيا، وأنا حبيت ألمانيا لأن بيها 4 فصول. مشتاق لابن هي nicht andere Stadt. Menschen in Detmold, alles meine Familie.
Since 2014, Germany has taken in more than 1.5 million refugees, the majority from the Middle East and North Africa. Upon arrival, most are assigned to a new hometown by the German government, selected according to its population size and the standard of living.
Es ist gut, dass es Länder gibt, die sich engagieren und die schlimmste Not beseitigen. Ne? Das ist klar. Ob es natürlich richtig ist, dass Deutschland allein das stemmen sollte, ist sehr fraglich.
Ich weiß nicht, ob genug getan wird. Ich kann das nicht beurteilen. Ich denke, wir Deutsche haben ja eine spezielle Geschichte.
Detmold, with around 70,000 inhabitants, was asked to accept 700 migrants, equivalent to about 1% of its population. The initial public response was cautious.
Es müsste eine gewisse Obergrenze geben. Das halte ich für wichtig, denn irgendwo man kann nicht zu viele Menschen aufnehmen. Und insofern bin ich doch für eine bestimmte Grenze.
Every 2 weeks, I think there's another terrible story, and when we don't help each other, then it's, I don't know, it doesn't have a sense anymore.
But as the refugees arrived, Detmold reacted positively to its new residents, in large part because of the concerted efforts of integration made by the municipality. The aim then and since has been to encourage as much interaction possible between the locals and the refugees, through social events organized by the authorities. Café Welcome is just one example, where anyone can come forward and ask questions or voice their concerns.
We had people asking things like, why do they come here and they claim our money, but they have the newest smartphone? They're supposed to be poor. So it's an idea of they're actually supposed to be poor, otherwise they can't be refugees. You need to have someone who is responding to those sort of questions and who does give you the facts that you need to know. I think in Detmold we still experience a very privileged position because a lot of the population of Detmold really has said we want to make this work and we really want to be a city that welcomes refugees.
One result of this imaginative integration process is that Saad and her 4 children have discovered a new passion for acting. They're part of a drama group called Fragile Theatre, drawn mainly from refugees. Two professional performers, Marianne from France and her German friend Luzi, run the project.
So Rawan, fang mal an.
The group has been brought together in this hall, paid for by the local authority, to rehearse for a forthcoming public performance.
C'est pour réveiller ces petites cellules. C'est un exercice qu'on répète souvent. Tout le monde sait quand on commence Zip Zap Zop, on est dans le théâtre fragile, on rentre dans ce petit monde-là. Wir machen jetzt kleine Improvisation mit der Maske.
The group is going to be performing a piece inspired by their own stories.
Ja, das ist doch toll. Ja? Dann nehmen wir das. Ich glaube, oben ist besser.
J'avais beaucoup de doutes et de craintes avant de commencer, par rapport justement à jouer avec un masque qui n'a pas de bouche, qui n'a pas de nez. Avoir un masque où on a moins d'oxygène, alors que peut-être que certains ont déjà eu cette expérience dans leur traversée de pas pouvoir bien respirer, par exemple. Und dann guckst du zu einer anderen Person mit viel Zeit und dann spürst du in deinem Herzen, was es mit dir macht. Le travail avec le masque, c'est vraiment l'humain dans ce qu'il a d'universel qui passe au premier plan. Ça les libère aussi de ce qu'ils portent de manière individuelle.
I never know that I like to play, but I see myself just I'm in. You can see me, I'm smiling and I'm talking and people around me, they are laughing and we are joking. But after all this, it's like drama. When I'm alone sometimes, so when I play with people, and it's make me forget.
33-year-old Emmanuel Jerome comes originally from South Sudan and has been in Detmold for 2.5 years. But his future is uncertain. Unable to return home because his life is still at risk, he applied for asylum 18 months ago and is still waiting to hear whether he'll be allowed to stay in Germany. In the meantime, he's been relying on the charity of others and lives in this apartment in a retirement home owned by a local church.
Maybe I'm the lucky refugees in Germany. I have many friends, church friends supporting me, everybody's there for me. Even I can feel like I want to cry. Without them, I cannot do anything. So.
He was forced to leave his family, a mother and sisters back in Sudan, a country torn apart by war and famine. He can't bear to display photos of them in his apartment.
Yeah, they're here, but it's so hard to look at them and being 6 years without seeing them. So even to talk with them on the phone sometimes it's painful. I miss them so much. I want to talk to them, but when I talk with them, I was like, why did I call? It's not like because I don't want to hear what is happening, and we never talk even. When we call always, we are just crying, you know. She's crying, my mother's crying, I'm crying.
Emmanuel?
Hey.
Hello.
Marianne, the director of the drama group, has come to visit.
Schön ist es hier, Mann.
Ja.
In preparation for the performance, Marianne wants to find out more about how Emmanuel came to Germany and how he's been managing since he got to Detmold. His story, along with those of the other refugee actors, will be woven into the script.
Avec Théâtre Fragile, on combine donc ce théâtre de masques avec des collages de sons, avec des témoignages de personnes qui sont concernées par le sujet de la migration. What does it mean for you, safety?
For me, safety is like a place where always you will sit and you will feel like there is a lot of people who love you around you. If there is no people who love you around you, you don't feel safe. We are people, we are human, we are all the same. That's why we come to Europe, because we feel that in Europe there is a human right. It's not like people are different, or people they have different color or different country, or this is Christian, this is Muslim or Buddha. We feel that here there is human right, so we feel like if we come here, we're going to be safe.
The changing in your life.
Emmanuel isn't the only one who's being encouraged to make his voice heard through the theatre. Suad is also keen to share her positive experience of arrival in Germany and her gratitude at the welcome she's received, even though thoughts of home are never far away.
هاي أكلة عراقية فاصولية وهذا رز أبيض.
She knows that in comparison to other refugees, she and her children are fortunate. They come from one of the 5 countries given priority status by the German state: Iraq, Syria, Iran, Eritrea and Somalia. Their applications are processed more rapidly and help is provided more quickly. Upon their arrival, the family were housed briefly in an abandoned military base before being moved to more permanent accommodation. The city pays their rent and the cost of heating.
وانطانا هاي الشقة قبل لا ناخذ الإقامة ومرتاحين بيها وحمامات 2 بيها و2 بلكونات الحمد لله والشكر يعني مرتاحين بها هاي الشقة وما أفكر أني أغيرها.
In addition to the housing, Suad receives around 1,000 euros a month to support herself and her family, and her children were immediately enrolled in local schools. 18 months after their arrival, 7-year-old Rawan now speaks German as well as she speaks Arabic and is even starting to learn English.
I like spring when the birds sing.
A local charity worker, Sabina, has been helping the family since their arrival in Germany. Today, she has some good news for Suad's son Ali, who is ambitious to one day be an electrical engineer. She's managed to find him some vocational training, which he will begin in a few weeks.
Ja, ich war diese Frau vom Jobcenter, Frau bei uns in der Schule.
Ja.
Und sie hat geschrieben, Unterstützung oder keine Ahnung von uns, von Jobcenter.
Ja.
Ich bekomme Unterstützung.
Super. Lots of people coming here from Syria and Iraq want to study. It's quite difficult to adapt to the German system that quickly, to get into the language that you have got the level to study. You can choose another way. You can do an apprenticeship, and if you want to study electric engineering, you do an apprenticeship as an electrician, and you have loads of knowledge.
As part of its integration program, the German government has insisted that all new arrivals learn German. Every morning, Suad sets off to school for 4 hours of lessons.
أنا ممرضة وأريد أشتغل فأني دائما الأوصاف مالتي يوم بيوم أسوي يعني ما أخليه.
Ja, schönen guten Morgen. Dann bitte ich Sie, stehen Sie bitte mal auf, nehmen sich jeder eine Frage, bitte jede Person eine Frage und kommen Sie ein bisschen in die Mitte. Kommen Sie ein bisschen in die Mitte. Ja, genau.
Wie lange möchten Sie in Deutschland leben?
Wie lange? Ich möchte bleiben. Ganz Zeit.
Immer?
Immer, ja.
Telefonieren Sie gerne?
Ja, ich mag es gerne präferieren meine Tochter und meine Söhne.
Gut, dann habe ich noch eine Frage. Geld oder Liebe? Geld oder Liebe?
Liebe.
Geld, Liebe?
Sie haben Geld, Sie haben Liebe.
Ja, aber nicht immer.
Okay, Nummer 15. Machen wir normal.
Ein Haus haben statt in ein kleinen Wohnung.
It's about, well, living in Germany, speaking a little bit, but not fluently. So it's not a problem when you make some mistakes. We have an examination at the end of this course. And the basic, the most important thing is that they can speak and we can understand the people.
The language lessons are funded by the state and free for refugees from the 5 countries given priority status by the German government. But they're oversubscribed. With 200,000 people nationally still in need of a place, it means that not all the refugees in Detmold have received the same treatment.
Hey Manuel, ich habe schon so lange nicht gesehen.
Ja, ich gehe in den Freimarkt. Brauchen Sie was? Brauchen Sie etwas? Erdbeeren, etwas so?
Ich habe vom Feld geholt. Also.
Okay.
Schönen Tag auch. Ja, wir sehen. Ich hoffe, dass ich
Okay.
jetzt ja schon so lange nicht gesehen.
Ja.
Schönen Tag.
Danke, tschüss.
Because he's from Sudan, which isn't on the government's priority list, Emmanuel doesn't have access to as much support as other refugees. It's something of a sore point.
For me, I don't have a right until now to make a German course for free. If I want to make a German course, I have to pay by myself. Why not me? I'm refugees. It's not like I'm refugees like the other people.
The language problem is still a common stumbling block to full integration. There's plenty of work here, in theory. In 2014, Germany opened its doors to refugees, promising gainful employment for all. With an aging population and a falling birth rate, the country is in dire need of manpower. But like many thousands of others, Emmanuel will only really benefit when he can speak German competently. In the meantime, he's restricted to unskilled work for which he earns only 350 euros a month.
Oh, die sind zum... Kann man kippen. Doch.
For now, Emmanuel works for a charitable organization. It collects unwanted furniture to distribute free of charge to low-income households.
We just take it to our place, and the people come. If I need, someone is in need, he come in our place. And if he see that something's good, he take it. Yes, it's like shopping, but without money. I understand the feeling of need when someone needs something. So when I go there and some people come and they don't have anything and they get something, it makes me also feel good. أهم شيء كمان تتأكد مساحة البيت عندك كبير ولا صغير؟ لأن الخزانة أنا على ما أعتقد الخزانة أنا ما جبتها أنا. أنا كنت لو جبتها أنا كنت عارف بإنه كيف باب بتسحب. فلو بدك إياه تمشي للشيف حيسجل اسمك حيحطها إياه. والدغري بيعطيه إياه.
Back in Sudan, Emmanuel had a senior position at a 5-star hotel. But here in Germany, he must make do with work as a removal man. Nonetheless, he considers himself fortunate, for now.
He is helping me with the physical mind things. I'm busy to do something, it's not making me to think a lot. So I meet new people. I have something like duty every day. I have to go at morning and to do my job as a human being. So it's helping me a lot. It's not only about money, it's helping me to be healthy.
But even with a steady job under his belt, Emmanuel fears that he won't be allowed to stay in Germany.
Ich wollte mit dir nochmal, ich glaube nämlich, ich habe nicht die neueste Kopie, oder?
Ja.
Das ist nicht die neueste,
Das
ne?
ist nicht die neue.
Weil hier ist...
His German friend Uli has been helping him with his residency application.
She's my heart, she's my angel, and she's my best friend and sister and family. She's my everything.
With so many refugees to deal with, the state is swamped with asylum requests, and sometimes it can take years before an application is processed. Emmanuel has been on the waiting list for 18 months.
For humanitarian reasons,
we ask for complete stopping of him being rejected and being sent from Germany. And I think we would be successful also in this because we believe in him, and there's enough proof that Emmanuel has been well integrated and is working here, and so it's good chances, I think.
Away from the complex paperwork and concerns about employment and language skills, the theatre performance is finally coming together.
Also ich habe schon ein bisschen gesagt wegen dem neuen Soundcollage. Für uns war das jetzt wichtig, die Soundcollage ein bisschen neu zu machen, weil seit einem Jahr ist viel passiert. Ich glaube für alle. Leider ist es nicht für alle so.
The theme for today is expulsion, fear of which still haunts some of the refugees.
Abschiebung ist das Schlimmste, was ich in meinem Leben erlebt habe. Das heißt, dass Personen über Nacht verschwinden, dass man auf dem Telefon 80 verpasste Anrufe sieht, Nachrichten, die von der Angst zeugen, dass sie dringend Hilfe brauchen. Abschiebung ist wie eine Jagd auf Menschen, die aus dem Nichts kommt. Aber es fühlt sich an wie Sterben.
And then, all too quickly, the big day arrives. In Detmold's town square, Fragile Theatre prepare for their performance. Entitled A Meeting in Paradise, it's to be a personal reflection on what sanctuary in Germany has given to the refugees.
Und 1, 2, 3.
Keine Energie.
Ich bin bei der Technik. Die Luzi gibt euch den Zeichen. Okay? Habt viel Spaß.
The show begins with the story of the refugees' flight from home.
Wer sich auf die Flucht begibt und alles hinter sich lässt, der hat nichts zu Hause mehr, was es wert ist, dort zu bleiben, der hat kein Zuhause mehr. Wer ein Zuhause hat, das den Namen verdient, der geht nicht weg.
In the second half of the performance, the audience is invited to get involved. They can taste a traditional soup, listen to recitals from the migrants, or sign up for some charity work.
Wir freuen uns, dass wir in unserem Paradies uns treffen. Herzlich willkommen.
Wonderful. So you can go there and eat something all together. There's the good end. I hope it will end in the reality also like that.
Ganz wichtig für unser Leben ist, also mit den Flüchtlingen zusammenzuleben und die Fragen vor allem zu beantworten, die beiden haben.
It would be wrong to conclude from this brief glimpse into Germany's assimilation process, no matter how successful it has been in Detmold, that refugees are universally welcomed. There is growing intolerance and frustration to be found here, as elsewhere in Europe, and whether the doors remain open to migrants remains to be seen. For now, though, the 100+ million euros that is costing the German state seem to be being well spent.
It's just a beginning. So we're going to try to understand each other and to be together, to build German all together.